Today, I'll be exchanging some knowledge with a friend of mine. Her name is Zenzile. She's got her own business, and we'll be exchanging some insights on what it is like to be a teenager for her, to be in the business, to be trying to get into the entrepreneurship space, and hopefully, I can give some value in return. So, stick with us until the end. You'll see some very nice tips. All right, welcome back, everybody. Today, I'm here with another special lady, and we're going to be talking a little bit about business and lifestyle and what it's like being a teenager trying to become an entrepreneur and the endeavors she's facing in life. So yeah, please introduce yourself. Tell us what you're doing, what your life has in stock for you.
Okay. Hi guys, I go by the name Zenzile. I am an upcoming businesswoman, entrepreneur, marketer, content creator, you name it. Yeah, I am very creative. I am spontaneous in what I wear and in what I do. And I'm just trying to make it out there. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Just to brief everyone up a little bit, I actually met you last year, I think. I met her at we were doing some content for a client, and then we just happened to end up doing an advert for her little business as well. So we want to dig a little bit into that. What's the story behind why you started? What's it called? Crocheting. Yeah, hooked the brand and crocheting. What's the whole thing? What got you into it?
I think that I've always been someone who is innovative. So
okay.
I remember, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
I remember when I was young, I made a book that I used to use to design dresses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that's where it started.
Yeah.
And then from there, I had crochet as a subject at school. And from there, I just took it on. I think
crocheting as a subject.
Yes.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So I think the first thing I started making or selling were masks during COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they sold. So I think from there I started, becoming creative, going out of my shell, exploring my style, things like that.
Exploring your style. Yeah,
Yes.
I will say this honestly. I've never seen anyone that dresses like you. I've met you, I think, only twice, and both of the times I look at your outfits and I'm like, what? Where did this come from? So I think that's quite something, definitely. I can probably imagine that you saw yourself becoming a fashion designer or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that dream still in the picture?
Yes,
or it's changing?
it's still in the picture. I think there's a lot of stereotypes against these business-related and creative paths to take in life, but then I refuse to be told what to do. I believe that everyone is given a gift, and if you get that gift, you should just take it and run with it. So
you're given a gift.
Yeah.
So your gift is crocheting.
Yes, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Nah.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm still stuck on crochet because I still need to learn how to sew and all those things, but all those things will come with time.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine. So what are some questions you'd like to ask me as well? And I'll ask you some questions as well. We can talk about your business. We can talk about your venturing into content creation. And I actually want to know, do you have a plan for that? Or how do you do it? So let me make a video whenever you're inspired, or how does it work?
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Yes,
okay.
You may.
How do you manage content creation with your daily life? How do you let that intertwine with each other? How do you keep a balance?
Okay, that's fine.
Because that's something I struggle with.
Yeah. Firstly, I'll explain the whole idea behind me getting into content creation. So I got into content creation because, content is king. It's the cheapest form of marketing. Literally, you can literally pick up your phone right now, make a video, and 100 or 1,000 or 100,000 people will see it, and so the cost of on the investment is really low. You can do it for very cheap. So the idea was I thought, okay, if I can do this without having to spend, then why not do more of it, right? And then so the thing is now, I was like, fine, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to post every day on social media platforms, for example. And then I also have now YouTube that I'm getting into. But generally, I have 4 different platforms that I work on, and I post every day. So people are always like, bro, don't you have other things to do? You post every day. You don't have a life or
Yeah.
So actually, you can do what's called post scheduling.
Okay.
Some people might not know that, some people might know that, but if you're in marketing, you can do post scheduling, which means that generally, like for example, a video we're making, like right now, we can make this video. From this video, we get 10 different clips for short form content, and then those 10 videos, we go and we schedule them for the next 10 days. And for the next 10 days, you don't have to touch your phone and go on Instagram. Your content is scheduled for you. And if you're charismatic like me, it might work out. If you're not, then, but it's, I think, basically to answer the question, how do I manage that, is basically I try to pick a day, schedule it on the calendar. This day is for making scripts or coming up with video ideas, and then another day for making content like we're doing right now. So you pick maybe 4 hours, you can be like, I'm going to make long form content. Personally, I do long form content because, it's easier. I kind of get it done at once rather than coming up with like 20 ideas for 30-second clips. I'm going to be, and I think that's it. It's also, so did you already know the answers to what I just said, or is it something you're definitely going to try?
I sort of started getting into not post scheduling, but I started, like, since I dress artistically already, like at school, my friend and I would just look for some aesthetic looking place and just create content for a few weeks. So we, like, every day we take content every day, and then we can post once a week so is it similar?
Yeah, I guess basically. But I would say, if I could give you advice right now, I mean, my social media isn't all that yet, but I've worked with other brands, and the first thing you should focus on right now is quantity. Like, just get anything out there, because obviously you're not Beyonce. And if Beyonce makes a post, the whole world is going to see. But at this point, you just want to build on that quantity, like get more things going out there. And then, because what's going to happen with quantity is eventually there's going to be something that people really, really like. And it's a numbers game. So working on that quantity, and then eventually when you start noticing, okay, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these have performed very well. And then you just redo those 5 and then implement them again, which is the same thing I'm doing right now. I focus on quantity up until the point where I see, okay, this kind of content is blowing up. Then redo that, try to implement that content in a different style, maybe different music, whatever it is. Then you can start thinking about quality and be like, oh, what does my color grading look like? Or I've noticed, like, also, like, a lot of people, we have the mindset of, we want to start a podcast, we want to go on YouTube, and the first thing we think about, what cameras should I use? Or just focus on, just pick up your phone. Literally, my first video is also with my phone. Just pick up your phone and focus on that quantity. And from that quantity, you start understanding what you're doing as well. And then you get more and more and more ideas. Definitely. But let's, do you want to move on, or do you still have something you want to ask? Yeah. Yes. No, you spoke a little bit about how you're trying to get into fitness as well. And from your side, why did you want to get into fitness? Is it something of like you want to build a foundation for yourself as a person? Because, I always say fitness plays a big role in everything you do. So I don't know what your values are. Tell me a little bit about that. Why do you want to get into fitness?
Okay. I want to get into fitness because fitness not only helps you physically but mentally as well. I also like having a routine, and I feel like fitness helps me, I don't know, just accomplishing something. It just makes me feel good. But then other than that, I've just grown up in healthy family. So it was kind of implemented already before I could. So it's just something that's in me, or I feel like I have to do. If that makes sense.
You feel like you have to do it.
That's crazy. It's been
So why are you not doing it?
Yeah.
It's like it was a deep question that I asked you. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I am doing it, but it's not consistent.
What do you do generally, like in terms of fitness? Do you still do sports, or do you work out, or what you do? What's your routine like?
Okay, the last time I did sports was last year. I played tennis.
You play
for
tennis?
UNAM. Yeah.
We should play tennis.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have 2 rackets?
We have a lot.
You have a lot of rackets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll join you. I'll play
Okay.
tennis with you.
Yes.
Is that pinky promise?
The pinky.
Yeah.
But I played tennis growing up, and then I picked it up again last year.
I can't play tennis though.
It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then right now, I'm just working out at home. Just here and there. I
Home
train
workouts.
with my sister sometimes
Yeah.
because she's still at school, so she still sprints. So I have to coach her as well.
Yeah.
So that's all I do. But other than that,
That's good. That's better than most. So I always say most people don't really need a lot of working out. Most people are fine with this. They would be okay with just 3 times a week. I think the main thing is just the consistency. Everyone talks about consistency, but really it's like building on the small habits. If you start with 5 minutes 3 times a week, fine, but build on that. And I also think like fitness doesn't necessarily have to be like you working out, going to the gym 3 times a week, fine, 5 times a week. You can also just play tennis 3 times a week. That's gonna do a lot for you, more than people that go to the gym and lift weights for like 15 minutes and they don't really know what their form technique should be like. And I think, yeah, definitely sticking to this. So are you gonna at least try for yourself? You know, I would say you can even start with going for a walk, literally.
I do all
Do you do
these
that?
things, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And you play a lot of tennis as well?
not yet. I haven't started this year yet.
So you just do home workouts and train?
Yeah.
When was the last time you worked out?
Last week.
Alright, that's too long.
Yeah.
That's too long. Today is Wednesday, isn't it?
Last weekend. That's the last time.
Last weekend?
Yeah,
This weekend or like the week before?
No, not the week before. The one.
The one before?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That must be nice. You should probably have good genetics, eh? You just eat whatever you want.
Yeah, I think it's just balancing everything: school, business, content creation.
Do you eat a lot?
What do you mean? Do I eat a lot?
Do you eat a lot, yeah?
No,
You don't eat a lot? Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
not anymore.
So you're struggling with balancing everything,
Yeah.
studying. You're lying, you're not even that busy. You have time to be here. So, yeah.
It's important.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, but I think definitely like you should. I'm not one to tell people what to do, but getting your priorities straight, and because I think the little things, if you can work on the little things. I can say so much. I can say so much right now, but I don't want to speak so much because then I'm just going to be like, that guy is just talking and talking and talking. And I really think you know yourself what you have to do, isn't it?
Yes.
And you're just like,
I know what you're going to tell me.
What am I going to tell you?
It's about the process, not the destination.
That's crazy. Yo,
Yeah.
you guys are making me sound like a motivational speaker.
You are.
Oh, thank you. As long as you feel motivated.
Okay.
So let's talk now. You said you have a business that you're trying to start. Tell me about that. Like, what are some challenges you think you're facing as a student and as a youngster getting into the entrepreneurship world? And what are you studying firstly?
Business management.
Business management. Yeah. What's this people in business management? It's business management, admin, and education. That's where most of the people are.
Really?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay, but anyways, yeah. What's up?
What was the question?
The question was, what challenges are you facing in terms of getting into the entrepreneurship world? Yeah.
Okay. One thing that I think society doesn't understand, especially here in Namibia, is just art in general.
Art, yeah.
Yeah, so it's very undermined. It's very stepped on. And I think that's also what makes it a bit difficult, because I could see this as like a masterpiece, but you could see it as like, what is this? So
Yeah.
I think being a creative person also makes it like difficult because people aren't used to the things you sell, so they might most probably not buy them.
How many people have you spoken to in general
About what?
about your art form, about your business?
I think I don't speak like what I wear speaks for
You've never
myself.
spoken to anyone about your business.
Oh, I have, but I'm just saying that
I'm not attacking you. I'm just
I'm just saying that like the way I market myself,
yeah.
I just wear, and then people come to me like that. I realized from a young age
Yeah.
that I'm influential by how I present myself. Because people would always come to me and they'll be like, "Yeah, you make things look good." Yeah.
Beyonce vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I use that to like my advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think the market in Namibia is not really open to what you're doing?
Yes.
I think you should definitely speak to more people. Speak to more people. The reason why I say that is because a lot of the times people will think there are no opportunities. I had a conversation with another businessman a while back, and I was like, yeah, you know, there are 2.5 million people in Namibia, and that means that, you know, our opportunities are not as much as if you go to Germany where it's like 80 plus million people. And then he said something about 2.5 million people, that's a lot. And then I just started thinking to myself, and I realized that if you really think about it, Windhoek's population is like what, 500,000? And most people that know about your service right now are probably, it's probably less than 5,000 people. There's still this whole 2,495,000 people that still don't know about your business. And it's like, you could go to the north right now, no one knows about you. So up until you've reached everyone, you're never really gonna know what opportunities lie out there for you. And I think I understand what you're trying to say in the terms of like the creative space. It's very hard to sell. Yeah, of course, you get a lot of videographers, photographers as well that struggle with that. But the whole thing is like, you know, you need to get people accustomed to the importance of it. It's like when Kanye West first made his first pair of Yeezys, were people wearing it? No. But now if you look at it, people wear Yeezys everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like, how committed are you to your journey in general? I mean, no, but I mean in general, like I think you just need to speak to more people, really. Because even where are you studying now?
NAST.
At NAST.
Yes.
Yeah, you should try that. Pinky promise. You should try that. Speak to making you make a lot of promises. You should keep them.
Yeah.
So I think you should definitely like make a target and like by the end of, we're in March, say fine, every week I'm gonna try to reach out to 10, 20 people, tell them about what I do. And before you know it, you realize people are more interested than anything. And then even after you've spoken to them, try to also persuade them a little bit. You know, be like, guys, you know, you're gonna look good, blah, 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 that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You look like me, Beyonce. Yeah, so I don't know. What else? What other challenges are you facing? What other limiting beliefs do you have that are kind of helping you, making you...
I think it's also doing it on your own. Yeah, crochet holds a lot of it's a lot of labor, like so much labor, and that's also something that people don't understand. It's not like a t-shirt from Mr. Price that you can just get.
Of course.
Yeah, it's thinking and then putting things together and like one stitch at a time. Yeah. So I think one fear that I have is, what if I grow and then I won't be able to like keep up with everything, like all the orders, the marketing, the what.
Well, it depends on your business model in general. I think that's something I wanted to mention when you say the creative space is very hard to sell. The creative space is very hard to sell, but the creative space is also very rewarding. I mean, think about things like the Mona Lisa or your favorite photographer. Your favorite, they're not selling their stuff for cheap. It's pricey as well because it's very niche oriented, not niche oriented, but it's very specific in the art form, you know, and it all depends on who you want to be in your industry. Do you want to be the Mr. Price of your industry, or do you want to be the Tom Ford? I only know Tom Ford as a designer, but the Tom Ford of your industry, you know. But that only comes after you've made lots and lots and lots of pieces. Because if you think about Leonardo da Vinci, for example, I mean, if you how many art pieces do people know from him? Is it? I think you know, just a few. You can only name 5. Most people can probably only name 3 art pieces from him, and these are pieces selling for millions of dollars. But no one else knows about the hundreds of hours he spent in his art gallery, the other thousands of pictures he's painted that sold for barely anything. And it comes back to this thing of quantity again. And I think you just need to make more stuff, make time to make more stuff, because in the making more, 1, you become better, and 2, you kind of figure out your industry more and more. I think, are you on board with that? Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
What do you have to say to that?
Everything you say, you just right.
You're making it too easy for me. If you agree with everything, it's like, now, do you want my notebook so you can take notes? I'm just kidding. No, you probably watch the video again, and then you can get the stuff.
Yeah. I wanted to ask. So, okay, I want to ask 2 questions. What led? I think you answered it already. But what led you to making content, and you think that you use it to express yourself creatively? Or what is the purpose? Like, why do you do it?
Why do I do content creation? Well, for me, generally, the reason why I'm in the content space, the social media and everything, it was mainly because, I wanted basically a journal of me getting into business, doing the things I do, growing as a person, and also the whole idea of how too many people think that success happens overnight. So I wanted people to be able to say, when in 5 years from now, they can go back and say, oh, this is Ignatious in 2023. This is Ignatious in 2022. And, you know, they can look back and say, oh, this is what I did when I was facing the same challenges. This is what he did. Maybe I should try this out. And also the whole thing of I don't know, people have been telling me a lot, yeah, bro, you should start this. You're so motivating when you speak. You're always giving advice. So I was like, oh, you know what? Let me try it out. Let me give some advice. Let me try to motivate some people. Let's see where it goes. And then, just try. And so personally, I've never really tried to like pick a niche where I'm like, I'm going to do this one specific thing. It's more like, you know, I will just do what I feel like doing, because everything, I am the niche to myself, and everything that I do is part of me. So eventually we'll see what works and what doesn't. What made you want to get into content creation? You just also want to be an influencer?
I think it's also, no, I think it's all about expression. Okay. And I feel like the more I do these things, the more, like this year I started dressing more artistically because I've been breaking out of my shell. So it's all about me expressing myself to my fullest capacity creatively. Because I think it's also healing my inner child. Because I think for a long time, like growing up, I've held myself back a lot because of doubt and things that people would tell me and things like that. So this is why I'm just doing things, putting myself out there, coming to interviews. Yeah.
Have you ever been depressed?
I think so.
I
haven't like been diagnosed, but I think the symptoms were adding up. Yeah. This was COVID time, I think. 20, I don't know. I was grade 10, 9, 10. Yeah.
That's crazy.
A lot.
And how did you get out of that?
A lot of honesty. I'm very honest with myself, and I'm very self-aware of the things. So I just feel like anything that I'm going through, I am able to get through it, but also God. Yeah.
What are some things in your life right now that you'd say, if I had the answers to this, then I think this would make my life very fulfilling? Or do you feel you have a very fulfilled life? We're gonna end the conversation in a little bit, but do you yourself feel very fulfilled in life, Juice?
I think I'm still growing. We are all still growing.
Yeah.
And
What's stopping you from feeling that fulfillment?
I think that my past, some parts of my past are still holding me back. I think that's one thing that I need to let go of.
Yeah.
And then I think that I'll feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
Because all those things still, anything can happen now and then I get triggered and then things come back. I think that's something that I've been battling or like wanting to unlearn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Can I ask you for a favor?
Is it another thing you promised?
It's another thing you promised. But I want that as you leave, I would ask you to start thinking more about the future. Schedule some time to think more about your future and your day-to-day plans. So I have a friend that I asked once to write a list of things that you still want to do every month or before the end of the year, things that are for your enjoyment and your own fulfillment. It can be like finally go to the gym, or people write those goals and whatever, but you actually have to do it now. And it doesn't have to be big things. It can be like drink a glass of water. You can make it as easy as possible, but to realize that you're also actually still doing some things. So yeah, I want you to leave and think about your future more than you think about your past. It's easier said than done. So I'm going to be texting you. Zenzile, it's future time. And we're like, Zenzile, it's task time, whatever it is. And I think, yeah, definitely do more of that. I don't know if this conversation has been productive for you. Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to more conversations, hearing on your updates, and as you go on further. And I think one thing I would say is, you're on the right track. I think you're a very intelligent girl, and you're doing what needs to be done. So just focus on those quantities, doing more output, and eventually, the more you do, the more you get, I guess. Yeah. And what else do you want to leave for the people here? Something people should think about. Maybe your time to motivate people. Tell them.
Oh, okay. Let me take over.
Yeah, take over. You've got your last 2 minutes. Yeah.
Guys, I just want to say that whatever you want to do, whatever comes easy to you, do it. Circumstances and our parents and all the things around us may tell us that no, you can't do this, but use the resources that you have and just go with it, as Ignatious has said.
Yes. Yeah.
Just do what you have to do, guys, and it will lead you somewhere. It will lead you to where you need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Do what you gotta do with what you have. That was thank you very much, and I really appreciate it. And I hope definitely we can provide more value in the future, share experiences, and take care of yourself. It's been good. Give me 5.